Hey everybody, Ben Dorr here with Minnesota Gun Rights, and I've got some very bad, very disturbing news for gun owners. Very, very bad news. I want to ask you, as we kick this video off, please share the video immediately on your pages, on your Facebook pages, so everybody can see what I am about to reveal right here. Very, very bad news out of the Minnesota Senate. Just a little bit ago, now, you guys know I was here last week, had a whole bunch of meetings, extensive meetings with legislators. Right behind me, what you see right there, that is the Senate office building, less affectionately known as the SOB. We think that's pretty legit. That is the Senate office building behind me. This is where the senators have their offices. I've had multiple meetings, many meetings in that building over the last week or so, talking with legislators and working out a plan to stop red flags gun seizure legislation and universal gun registration. I've had extensive meetings. This is very important. Over the last week, I've had extensive meetings with the Senate Majority Leader, Paul Gazelka, more affectionately known or less affectionately known as Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers and his weakness are looking to tank the Second Amendment in Minnesota. You guys, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm standing on the steps of the state capitol. That is the Senate office building behind me. So they asked. I met with them last year, a year ago right now. Senate Majority Leader Gazelka refused to meet with us. He refused to meet with Minnesota Gun Rights because he didn't want to hear what gun owners had to say. He doesn't like being told to oppose gun control. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. Well, this year, we sent him a message, said we'd like to meet, and I got a call back immediately from his chief aide, who set up a meeting between me and the Senate Majority Leader and like 4 of his cronies. We all met in his office just last week, and we said, here's what we want. Gun owners want to know what you, as a Republican Senate, are going to do to stop red flags gun seizure legislation. What are you going to do to yank Scott Jensen's chain so he does not vote with the gun grabbers and strip us of our right to keep and bear arms? He said, this is what he said. He said, get me a list. Get me a list. That's what he wanted. That's what the Senate Majority Leader asked for. He said, give me a list of what you guys want. Well, that's some progress, you would think. I shot that video just last week. After that video, after that meeting with Senator Gazelka, well, then I got silence. We sent him a list. We told him what we wanted, what gun owners wanted, what we've been hearing from you guys. And then silence, dead silence from the Senate Majority Leader. Well, I tried to get a hold of him. I sent him emails. I get phone calls. Nothing. Dead silence. Well, I was here today. I had some other meetings with some other legislators on different things. And so I went over to his office. And he was in his office. He had some meetings. I waited outside very patiently. He came out with his assistants, and I said, Senator Gazelka, what's, can we get a response here from what we asked, from what gun owners want? What are you going to do for the Second Amendment? Here's what we asked him. We said, you need to put out a press release condemning gun control and in support of pro-gun legislation, in support of stand your ground law. It's getting a little windy out here, guys. Let me know if you can hear me all right. I'm going to move over here a minute. We're going to slide over. Get out of this wind a little bit. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? We said, we need to send out a press release letting people know what you're going to do for them. Hold on. We're losing it here. We're losing it. I'm going to get back on here, guys. There we go. We're all right now. We're all right. We said, you need to come out stronger on behalf of the Second Amendment. You have a Senate majority because gun owners gave it to you. That's why you have your Senate majority. So we said, come out with a press release and tell folks what you're going to do for them, that you're going to oppose red flags, gun seizure legislation. You're going to oppose universal gun registration. we said, what you need to do is yank Scott Jensen and Paul Anderson. Guys, these are the two Republicans in the Senate supporting gun control. These are the two Republicans. We said you need to yank their chains and tell them and make sure they don't sponsor or co-sponsor this stuff. Well, I met with him today. Well, he didn't want to meet with me. He was trying to hustle out of the room. I said, gun owners want to know an answer to your question. And he said, we're not taking any action. We're not taking any action on the things that you asked us to take action on. Not going to do it. I said, you're not even going to yank you're not even going to yank Scott Jensen's chain, put him back into line. You're not even going to make sure that he votes no on this gun control. And he shrugged his shoulders and basically said, well, that's between you guys and him. I'm just a simple Senate Majority Leader. He is not going to stop his own Republican senators from voting for this gun control. He said, we're not doing anything that you guys asked us to do. The guy won't even come out and tell statewide media that he opposes this gun control legislation. I said, you won't even put out a press release telling gun owners that you support stand your ground law and that you guys are going to take action on it. You won't even tell media that you oppose red flags gun seizure legislation? Wouldn't do it. Won't do it, guys. There is a deal being made here. There is a deal being struck. We talked about Senator Tom Bach the other day, right? The Democrat from northern Minnesota who may vote no on this stuff. Guys, if Scott Jensen, as it stands right now, if Scott Jensen and Paul Anderson vote for red flags, it won't matter if Tom Bach votes no. It won't matter. It's going to pass. Guys, this whole thing reeks. It reeks. You gave them the majority. And Mr. Rogers doesn't have the balls to just stand up in support of the Second Amendment. He doesn't have the gonads to just tell radical leftist media, look, we don't support this garbage. We don't support red flags. We don't support universal gun registration. We don't. He won't do it. He won't do it. He told me he won't do it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He ain't pushing nothing. He won't push stand your ground law. That's what we asked him. We said, hey, we should introduce a real stand your ground law, a strong stand your ground law, not the watered down version that gets introduced all the time. And we should ram that stand your ground law down their throats. Ram it down the throats of the anti-gunners. Force Scott Jensen to vote yes or no on stand your ground. If he votes yes, great. If he votes no, well, then we can expose him at election time. Guys, for those of you hopping on right now, Minnesota Gun Rights, myself, we have had extensive meetings with Senate Majority Leader Paul Gazelka over the last week. We've had a lot of meetings up here trying to get to the bottom of what is going to happen this year on the Second Amendment. We have gotten nothing but mixed signals in a wishy-washy message from the Senate, from Paul Gazelka, this entire session, and even before session kicked off. So we had a meeting with him. He didn't want to have the meeting. You know what he asked me? I sat down. The first question out of his mouth, he says, now I have a very serious question to ask you. And I said, okay, shoot. And he says, I have to ask you very seriously, are you guys or are you not for the Second Amendment? Because I've been told that you guys work for Michael Bloomberg. I could not believe the question was coming out of his mouth. He said, are you guys actually for the Second Amendment or what? Could not believe it. Well, I told him, I said, if I'm a Bloomberg stooge, if I work for Michael Bloomberg, well, then we've been doing a really crappy job because my brothers and I, who work in a lot of different states, gun owners passed stand your ground law in Iowa passed stand your ground law and constitutional carry in Missouri, passed stand your ground law in Wyoming. So if I'm a Bloomberg stooge, I'm doing a really crappy job. Really bad job. Now, the same question goes to you, Mr. Senate Majority Leader. Are you or are you not for the Second Amendment? Because so far, all we've gotten is a bunch of milquetoast, weak-kneed, flim-flam garbage out of your caucus this entire session and before session kicked off. Will you stop this gun control? Will you yank your caucus back into line? Guys, that's his job. He's the Senate Majority Leader. It's his job to make sure that his members don't go haywire and start voting for radical leftist crap. It's his job as the Senate Majority Leader to make sure that Scott Jensen and Paul Anderson don't vote for gun control. And all he could do was shrug. All he could do was shrug. He goes, nope, that's between you guys. I don't really know. But he told me outright, he said, we are not going to take action because we gave him a list. We gave him a list of what gun owners wanted to see out of him. We said, do this. Take action for gun owners. Actually show some fight, some backbone, some balls on behalf of the Second Amendment. And he just told me, not 20 minutes ago in that Senate office building behind me, he said, we're not taking action on anything on your list. We won't come out strong against gun control. We won't come out in support of stand your ground law. He said, we're not yanking Scott Jensen back into line. We're not yanking Paul Anderson back into line. We're not doing anything that you asked us to do in that letter. That's what he just told me. Unbelievable. The insult, the shame. Gun owners are responsible for his Senate majority. And now he's telling you to screw off. He's telling you to go pound sand. I'm seeing a lot of questions saying, why? Well, because they're fools. That's why. Because if they pass stand your ground law, well, then what are they going to run on at election time? It's so much better to just dangle your Second Amendment rights in front of your face and make promises every election season. Promise. We promise we're going to do these things. Keep coming at us, gun owners. Come on. That's what they're doing here. They make promises that they don't intend to deliver. And now, in a year and a half, when the entire Senate is up for election, when the entire House is up for election, they're going to be running around the state going, I support the Second Amendment. I support stand your ground law. Send me to St. Paul and I will fight for gun owners. That'll be their great big promise. Dave Carwell says Gazelka is selling us out. This entire thing smells like a knife in the back. This whole thing smells like this Senate is looking to do a deal. Sharon says, is this a done deal? Nothing's a done deal here. Not while Minnesota gun rights is around. Nothing's a done deal. We are going to pour fire and fury on top of these people every moment that they are in session. Every moment. Because guys, if we don't, look, the House very likely is going to pass this gun control. Very likely. We're going to fight it. But they have a massive Democrat majority in the House. Tim Walz has promised to sign this stuff into law. We must stop it in the Senate. And Senate Majority Leader Paul Gazelka just told you to go pound sand. So we're not doing anything that you want. I said, this is the list. This is what gun owners are asking for. It's not much. Yank your wayward caucus members back into line. Yank them back in line. And fight to stop this gun control. Move stand your ground law. And he goes, we're not doing any of that. We're not doing any of that. He's not going to do a thing. Not a thing. He reeked of weakness. Reeked of weakness. Disgraceful. Guys, we have a lot of action items coming up very shortly. I had to make sure you guys were kept up to date. You guys knew what was going on. You guys need to know what is happening here. You need to know. Sure. You got Robbie. You got Robbie sitting over there with his camera running full time in the House Public Safety Committee hearings. But what good is that doing us? What good is that doing us when Senate Majority Leader Gazelka just said he's not going to do a thing? He's not going to lift a finger for the Second Amendment. He's not going to lift a finger for gun owners. Not a thing. We've got to fight. We've got to fight back hard. A lot of you guys are asking what you can do. For right now, commit to coming out here on February 2. Saturday, February 2 is the Minnesota Gun Rights Rally at the Capitol. The Minnesota Gun Rights Rally at the Capitol. Come out here on February 2 and stand with us. It's a Saturday. Come out. The link is on our Facebook page. Go to the events. Come out. That's what I can tell you to do right now. We're going to have more action items coming up very shortly. Share this video. Share this video. Gun owners need to know. The top Republican in the entire state, the top Republican, it's Senate Majority Leader Paul Gazelka. He is the top Republican in the state. And he just told me half an hour ago, he goes, nothing happening. We're not going to do anything that you want us to do. He's not even going to stop Scott Jensen. He's not even going to expose. He's not going to yank on Paul Anderson's chain. Ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen. That's up to us. That's up to us. Unbelievable. And every time I try to tell him, I said, look, this is your job. As the leader, it's your job. You are the Senate Majority Leader. Lead your Senate caucus. Lead your people. Won't do it. He won't do it. Guys, and this is what we're up against in Minnesota. I'm smelling a deal happening here. I'm smelling compromise. You see, some people are saying they oppose red flags gun seizure legislation up here, but a lot of Republicans are saying they would support a red flags bill as long as it had due process. No, it doesn't work that way. There is no due process in the red flag law concept. There is none. So what I'm seeing right here is a Senate Republican caucus who's going, if we can water down this gun control just a little bit, well, then we can pass it. Then we can pass it. Guys, we cannot let this happen. We cannot let this happen. So for right now, join Minnesota Gun Rights. The link is in the comment section. Join with us. Get your friends, get your family on board. We're going to have more action items. We're going to head back to the office, get to our war board, and we're going to find out what we need to do next. You need to put pressure on these people. Unbearable pressure. And if you talk to Paul Gazelka, whoever you talk to, he's Mr. Rogers. He's weak. He's weak. He's like your Sunday school teacher. He's soft and he's weak and he's soft-spoken. And he's sitting here saying, we are not going to take action on anything that you asked us to do. Not going to take action on anything. They're not going to stop Scott Jensen. They're not going to stop Paul Anderson. One of the things we asked them to do was put out a simple press release saying that they're going to fight on behalf of the Second Amendment, that they oppose red flags, gun seizures, and universal gun registration, and that they're going to push for stand your ground law. He won't even put out a press release in support of the Second Amendment. Of course, he told me all of this while he was running off to the elevator with his aide. Oh, we got meetings. We got meetings. We got meetings. Oh, we got meetings. We can't talk right now. We can't talk right now. I said, give us an answer to what we met about last week. What are you going to do You got the list. You've had it for days and days. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And today he said, we ain't doing nothing. Ain't going to do a thing. Ain't going to do a thing. So guys, share this video. Share with your family, your friends, and get ready for a fight. James Hartley says, get ready for a fight. That's what we got here. We got a major fight on our hands. Come out. Saturday, February 2. Stand with us at the Capitol. We're going to be inside. It's cold now, but we're going to be inside. Rally with us at the Capitol. Let yourselves be seen here in support of the Second Amendment, because the guys in that building, the gals in that building, they aren't going to do it. They aren't going to do it. Oh, they would love nothing more than to stand at our podium and tell you guys what a great job they have been doing. They love to do that. Legislators love to sit there and tell you what a great job they're doing. Well, they're not. The Senate is falling flat on its face. You know, we used to have a red wall in this state. Now we have a red pile of sand. A red pile of sand. Not good for anything. Guys, I'm going to sign off for right now. Share this video. Watch for more updates. Watch for more updates. We're going to give you action items, people to target. We got to target these people. We got to fight these people. We got to fight for our gun rights. We got to fight for our kids, for our grandkids, for our Minnesota. Because everybody up here is playing politics. Everybody up here is buying, selling, and trading on your freedom. They're buying, selling, and trading on your right to keep and bear arms. They're just selling it. There's just a bartering chip. Everybody up here, they got a little bag full of poker chips. One says pro-life, one says gun rights, one says lower taxes, one says limited government, they all say all kinds of things. And they walk into these caucus rooms and they meet with these other sold out groups and they start passing out the chips. I'm going to sell a little bit of your gun rights to get a little bit of this. I'm going to sell a little bit of this over there to get a little bit of that. That's what's happening here right now with our Second Amendment rights. Oh, but Gazelka, he says, oh, we're going to be working with the other groups. Yeah, we're going to work with the other groups. Yeah, you're damn right you're going to work with the other groups, because they will never hold you accountable for stabbing gun owners in the back. Guys, we got to make sure they feel pressure, they feel heat like they've never, ever felt before. Share this video. Make sure your family and friends watch it. Let them know what's happening here. And we're going to have more updates, maybe yet today. For sure tomorrow. Watch for our emails. If you're not getting our emails, go to minnesotagunrights.org. And we're going to roll out the next phase of our program in exposing anti-gun politicians. And there's a special Senate election happening right now that we have a lot to say in. We got a lot to say, a lot of history there that gun owners need to be made aware of. And it's coming, it's rolling out fast, really fast. So guys, I'm gonna hop off for right now. Share this video, become a member, join Minnesota Gun Rights, help us run these programs, and never apologize for standing up to these weak losers, because they are weak losers. Shameful, absolutely shameful that they can stand here and pretend to be for the Second Amendment. And then, I asked him, I said, Paul, you're not going to do anything at all? You're not going to do anything that we asked you to do? That gun owners want you to do? You won't even do a press release opposing this stuff? You won't go to Scott Jensen and tell him to vote no? You won't go to Paul Anderson and tell them to vote no on this gun control? You won't do anything? Nope, nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen. Guys, that's what I got for right now. It's bad news, but I had to make sure you knew what happened here today. I gotta make sure you know what's going on. I can't do this by myself. I need your help. I need your help. I need your help. I'm gonna hop off right now. Share this video. Make sure your family and friends watch it and get ready for a major fight. Come out on Saturday, February 2, 12 noon. Be here at the Capitol. Sam Anderson says, for my grandkids, I will fight. God bless you, Sam Anderson. Fight with us. Fight with us. All right, guys, I'm gonna hop off for right now. I'll catch you later. We'll talk tomorrow.